welcome here. Let's turn it over to the band for a little dancing.
Sure, why not some dancing this morning? All right, well, hopefully you'll all join us. If you can stand up with us, we're going to sing into this morning together. Anything is possible when you believe. You know anything is possible when you believe. You can make a mountain move when you believe. Oh yes, you can make a mountain move when you believe. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Oh, don't you know that you can change your life when you believe in yourself? In yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe, we're gonna make a miracle when you believe. You know you're gonna make a miracle when you believe. And everything you want, you got when you believe. You know everything you want, you got when you believe in yourself, 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 when you believe, yes, I believe in me. Take a look at all those beautiful neighbors. I believe in you, that's right. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can do. No, 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 no. I said I believe in me. And I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can do. Oh, anything is possible when you believe. You know anything is possible when you believe in yourself. In yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself. Yeah! Well, now we're all awake. Will you greet some of those beautiful faces out there? supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome Well, my friends, we are going to invite any kiddos who haven't yet already made their way up to the front. I kind of like this. We have an amazing children's program. They get to spend an hour outside with some awesome teachers. So we're going to sing them off to their class. All right. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race. Have an awesome time.
Morning. Good morning. I'm Deb. I'm your practitioner of the day, along with Ronna Biggs, who's way in the back there. And if I could invite you to silence your phones for the next hour, if you haven't done that already. Okay, so join me in an opening invocation. How about if we take a deep, slow breath, hold it for a moment at the top, and then let it go. Maybe you felt the fresh air rushing into your lungs. Maybe you felt your heartbeat. I did. And it's in that place that I find an access to spirit, to the infinite one, the infinite mind. There are so many ways to access spirit, but that is one. And I know when I pause to connect that spirit is all around, everywhere, always. And I also know that all of us are manifestations of spirit. We are creative, lovely manifestations of spirit. And I am so grateful to be here with you, with every one of you, different people, all pursuing your own spiritual path. And I'm just so grateful for this sacred place and for you all. And so it is.
things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go, I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go, I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am healed, I am healed, I am made whole. Still waters, oh my soul. Still these waters, so I may know. Still waters, let me be pure reflection of love, healing peace. Still waters, quiet my mind. Still these waters, so I may find. Still waters, reminding me I am love, I am light, healing peace. Still waters, oh my soul. Still these waters, so I may know. Still waters, let me be pure reflection of love, healing peace. Still waters, quiet my mind. Still the Still waters reminding me I am love, I am light, healing peace. I am love, I am light, healing peace. I am love, I am light, healing peace.
Wow. Aren't we fortunate here? Beautiful prayer here. Yeah. Just feel really grateful right now to be in this room at this time and on this day. And grateful to see all of you. Well, I am looking at this idea in my mind and just want to kind of talk out loud. I guess that's what ministers do. We talk out loud, and we hope our lives resonate with your life. And I want to bring, I don't know why that song. I feel like I got to go over here and wipe my, yeah, Still Waters. What came into my mind was how the Christ was in a boat, and the waters were very rocky, and those were the turbulent times that they were living in, right? And this way shower called the Christ, called Jesus the Christ, was in the boat with his disciples. And in that boat, he held steady. He held with the stillness that Tabor was singing about, the band was with us on. And he held that state as everyone in the boat, for modern relevant times, was freaking out. And he reminded them, be still. Be still. And it is a challenge to be still in this very seemingly chaotic time. So I'm here maybe as a reminder that in all of this, in everything that's happening in the world that we're living in right now, there could be the possibility of a future that is so magnificent, and that every step that we take is a step towards that magnificence. I was thinking about our annual theme and how we're talking about our soul's compass, your soul's compass, that unique and individualized thing that is bringing you forward, and for me too. And we're going month to month and delving deeper into what it means to really follow that intuitive knowing of our direction, that listening to the stillness, the awaiting the arrival of the message within that gives us next indicated step. And so this month, being the first Sunday of February, we're around the idea of open to all possibilities. And what I'd like to talk about is the idea of uncovering unborn possibilities. And it's kind of three phases, right? Uncovering is getting out of our own way. I know it sounds a lot easier than it really is, but yeah, uncovering is really removing all of those obstacles, shedding away anything that stands in the way of us understanding and accepting our divine nature. Understanding and accepting that there is a unique blueprint on our hearts, and that we've come here to do what is ours to do. And you know, we can call out a lot of way showers of magnificent, amazing magnitude of accomplishment. But really, it's the simple acts. It's the simple acts of of loving one another. It's the simple acts of accepting and seeing one another for our true beauty. And it's most important to accepting ourselves, right? Coming to a recognition that we are whole, we are complete, and we are enough. And we're worthy of love and admiration. That's how Spirit feels about us. So when I'm talking about this, I can't help but to think of, does this ever happen to you where you get this, I'm an avid reader, a voracious reader. I love all literature, all genre. I love spiritual traditions of every shape and color. I love fiction and nonfiction. But what I love the most, what I really thrive on, is the potentiality of the human spirit. That innate in the struggle is actually the liberation. That the idea of kind of the rags to riches stories, I love those. I love those because all those mechanisms used not to make the fortunes, but to follow one's heart, to be that heart, to live that heart, to let it beat inside of us, and then to go out and apply our specialized gift to some area in life that is so fulfilling that it isn't rich, it's wealth beyond compare, because there's a sense of satisfaction in the very act of answering our own individual call. And this quote dropped in last week that I started living it. You know, I read a lot of quotes. I'm sure you do too. I mean, we get these Facebook feeds and it's, you know, quote-a-rama, right? But this really hit me and it started to live me. And I'd like to share it with you. It comes from Martin Buber. And he says, all journeys have secret destinations of which we as travelers are unaware. Yeah. I want to read that one more time. All journeys have secret destinations of which we as travelers are unaware. And how I lived in me is a constant reminder to myself of how far I've come. So I'd like to allow you a moment to think about that. All the ways, all the means, all the avenues, all of the decisions, all of the revelations, all of those sweet, loving companions who have given you a taste by seeing you of who you really are. And all of that has culminated to bring you and me and us to this day, to this place in time. And I really felt that I had this quote all figured out, and then we got a flat tire. And here we were in a parking lot with, note to self, do not go in the car to get biscuits for the dog at almost 5 p.m. when he's used to eating at 4. That just didn't calculate very good. So here we are, we're in this parking lot, we get this flat. We call Subaru, roadside assistance. Boom, very automated, boom, boom, boom. They say 90 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, this dog's not gonna last, and neither am I, right? And in that, I started to get in that thing with the boat. Like, what are we gonna do if the dog doesn't eat? And that whole fear, and it was just like the stillness came over, both my spouse Patty and I, and the next text came, and it was 30 minutes. And Terry, he was one of those, down and dirty, hardworking guy who had his beautiful truck spotless and ready to roar. He arrived in 15 minutes. Right? Ingenuity. He pops out of his car. He knew exactly what to do. And we were a little like, he was so sure about his decision of what needed to be done that we didn't argue with him, right? Okay, folks, you know what the decision was? This flatbed truck came with the hydraulic lift all the way down, and Terry said, drive her up. And we said, well, where are we going to go with the dog? And Terry responded, you're going to drive up. It's legal to drive up on top of a flatbed truck. Yes, and we did that. And so I think my point is, well, the tire got fixed. That's my whole point. But the greater story here is that in every situation, there is a possibility, right? Every situation, even the hardest knocks of life, are opportunities for us to readjust, realign, open our minds, and suddenly we start seeing the solutions as if they're these musical notes in the air. And we grab those, and decisions are made, and outcomes are created. It's a really powerful sort of dynamic part of the universal good. And we see it in its organization everywhere. Nature, the cosmos, the stars, the moon, the planets, the way everything just operates. There's an innate order in all things, and if we're still just long enough, we're able to catch and grab what our next indicated step will be. So this also brought me to this idea of being in recognition of Black History Month. And it was really important to me to remember that, only because it's that same idea of ingenuity, the stories, the trials, the tribulations, the adjusting to what is and opening to what is new has to happen for all of us. This is the culmination of a historical movement that has perennial ideas, right? And so I wanted to call to mind Harriet Tubman. And she is known as the Moses of her people. She was enslaved and escaped, and then didn't run away, but instead went back to help others gain their freedom. I'm inviting us to kind of think about that as a legacy for ourselves. It's relevant to who we are, what we're about, right? Here in these teachings especially. We're about a collective, unifying field of good available to all. We're an open, loving, and welcoming community of individuals who are here to grow in spiritual awareness. And her legacy is relevant to us today because it reminds us of the cycle of liberation and possibilities that exist no matter what might be being experienced. And so we move through these same very things. That's my portable pump for all of you who are wondering why I'm on my beeper. So this is what she was really bringing to mind, is that metaphorically, she heard a voice. Okay, and the voice said, you're going to do X, Y, Z with this situation. How many of us, anybody in the room, heard that voice, you're going to do this or that? Yeah, a few of you. Oh, a lot of you, yes. Most of us, if we really stop to think about it, that thing that said, you're going to marry that girl. You know? That thing that said, you're going to take that job because, yeah, geographically it seems really weird, but something's calling me. That thing that dropped in for me that said, you're going to go to ministry school, you're going to step down as a VP of an organization you built, and then you're going to come to Bellingham. I'm like, where? Where are you sending me? And like Harriet and our traditional Moses of the Torah, we're told, we all say no. Isn't it the truth? I said, are you kidding? No. She said, are you kidding? No. We're not doing it. We don't want to. But something keeps knocking, and it knocks and knocks and knocks. And we finally realize that this, as Martin Buber was reminding us, is that place that has the secret destinations, right? We take off towards the unknown. We move, our whole being moves towards that next indicated step. And suddenly the road starts to just lay in front of us. And these sweet destinations also have a really significant part that I came to understand, especially this week for some reason. And it's, that even the really hard, maybe even some trauma, maybe some disappointments, some abandonments, some dangs, I wish it would have been different, deaths, letting goes, even those are part of the sweet destination because they allow us to grow in compassion, empathy, and understanding. They enable us to see another in their own struggle and to maybe use, like Harriet did, our own growth through the hard stuff to come back, not escape and run, but escape to come back and be an instrument of the great awakening that's happening right here and right now for us on this planet. And this is a lovely way to think about our place in the whole spectrum of things, because it's a big world, it's a big galaxy, but each of us has, no matter what, a place in it, right? We're made to be here, to be together, and to love one another. The idea here, too, is that unborn part that we were sort of talking about in the title. And Ernest Holmes was really great at creating 11 principles. If you have not been exposed to them, I do suggest you go on our website to check them out, because these 11 principles are guiding principles for what we believe here. And why I want to bring this to mind is the idea that the uncovering part is, for Ernest Holmes, for instance, he had no inclination to do a church. He just loved to speak. He loved to teach. He loved to be with people talking about spirit. And then suddenly, it was like, open a church. And he's like, I don't want to open a church. Right? Moses, me, you, that word that drops in. And as time went on, I don't even know if we're a church, a movement, a philosophy, but we are a gathering place for these principles to be lived. And one of the strong principles he brought to mind was that we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand the life of all is infinite. Sink in with that, right? The life of all is infinite. Every single situation, person, every single exchange is a divine expression, even the ones that we argue with. And that's the hard pill to swallow in this thing, right? But that's the truth. And the other part of this that I think is important is when we're the unborn possibilities is that part of us that is, it's just there. It's like a seed of good. It's like a fountain spring of essence and purity. It's that place we experience in life in a sense of touching, hearing, smelling, sensing, and yet it's something even deeper than that baby that we're looking at that gives us that sensation or that love in our life. It's even deeper than that because it really is a unique signature on my heart and on your heart, and it's inviting us to uncover it and to start to nurture the seed of it and to birth it. And it doesn't matter where we are in the spectrum of life. I've been supporting people in spiritual walk for 35 years. And I've had young, middle-aged, older, oldest, the whole spectrum. And I have seen and I have experienced, and I know you have too, that spark can come to life in a variety of ways, in a multitude of times in one's life, and it's ceaseless. It's constantly looking for being uncovered and taking what's the unborn essence and taking all the challenges and all the victories and all the I wish I coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and it's all culminating to say it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your socioeconomics, it doesn't matter where you are, who you are. All that matters is that we look to it and we uncover it. We give it life by looking at it and nurturing it, and then suddenly something dramatic happens. And it's so simple because it isn't even the bank account being big. It's this. This is our greatest asset, our minds. Our minds and its connection. Scientists are going nuts right now. They're trying to figure out, where does consciousness come from? Where was it birthed? You know, they've already figured out the whole space and how the cosmos work to a degree. We don't know the different dimensions beyond the ones that they've discovered, and more will be discovered as technologies improve. But still, what is consciousness? And that's what we're uncovering. That's what we're birthing into. We're already whole, complete. We're already filled with the wisdom. We're already ready for whatever's next. All it is about accepting it, making it our own, in our own unique way. I'll kind of bring this last little story about that to us around Napoleon Hill. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Napoleon Hill's work. I'm a facilitator of his system of thought, so to speak. And that's how it started for me. You know, I had to have like systems to follow so that when this thing that happened, you know, in the closet at home in San Diego in 2017, and it said, "Hey, kiddo, we're heading off to Bellingham." And I was like, I wouldn't have been prepared for that had it come any time sooner. So this was a systematic way to start looking at this place between these ears and what it thought and how often it thought it, and beginning to have what Ernest Holmes calls the dominion over our own minds. No one else has that. Not a political, not an economic, not a system, not a person. This is ours to behold. And this here can create all different kinds of outcomes. And the thing that is the most beautiful is that it's in coalition and in collaboration with the one that does the work, always. Even though we might say, well, God wouldn't create that. Well, guess what? Yes. It's its nature. It has to create. It has to respond to what it is commanded to do. And then it has to commune with us so that it can connect to us, and then we can really uncover that seed in us that says the truth of what it is that is ours to do. And it's not to bring harm, it's to bring wholeness and harmony to all who we encounter. So this story is called 3 Feet from Gold. And I'll be really brief with it because I love the story and I could probably talk all day, but I know you have other things to do. So 3 Feet from Gold, it's a classic, perennial story. Gold Rush days, right? And here's this guy, and he's all the way in Massachusetts or something like that, East Coast. And he decides he and his kid are going to go because the gold rush is happening in, the West. So off they go, and he buys this deed of this land, and him and his kids start working the land. And his whole mind is all it's thinking about is the gold. I want my money, right? So he's going after that. That's his objective. And his kid is going along with it because he's thinking, well, Dad's rich, I'll be rich, everybody will be rich, right? So they go and they start, poking around trying to find this vein of gold that is said to be the mother lode, right? So they're going at it, they go in debt because they're poking around with no direction, no passion, no purpose, just wanting to be rich. They end up getting in such deep debt, and most of the debt is held by a guy, kind of like Terry, the guy I told you about, right? Hardworking, really determined, knows his stuff, right? And he has all the equipment to dig for this gold. They never found it. They owed him all kinds of money. They threw their hands up, and they decided they were just going to quit. Napoleon Hill says, you never, ever fail until you quit, right? So they throw their hands up. They're in terrible debt because they borrowed a ton of money from family and friends. You know that's bad when you get that stock idea and you go to your family and friends, right? So they turn around and abandon ship. And the guy at the quarry yard with all the equipment says, well, how are you going to pay your debt? He gives him the deed. So sure enough, I kid you not, on his board where he had all his jobs laid out, computers didn't really exist in those days and some things just can't go in there, he had his wish to one day own a parcel of land and to be able to use it and cultivate it to give success to myself, my family, and my heirs. That was all he wrote. And here's this deed, and here's the smart part, and this is possibilities. And this is what I'm talking about today. The smart part is he didn't know one iota about going and digging and finding the place in which that lodestone of the gold vein exists. But you know what he did know? He knew you, he knew you, he knew you, and you. And each of you had in you a special talent, a gift that together culminated and created the opportunity to have what his vision was. So he not only became financially very well off, but he also was rich in the heart and wealthy beyond compare. And that is our destiny too. I want to just close us off here today with this idea. And let's just maybe close our eyes a little bit. Yeah. And then I'll close us in prayer. Just coming into this moment of infinite possibilities. The all that you are, the all that you will ever be is right here and right now because it's already in you, ready to be uncovered. And I think you even have an inkling about it. And now just for a moment, stop at that place, that secret destination, that one thing maybe that you can remember in your life that just set you on that course that just changed your world. That's not the last time it will happen. And now, the hardest part of the journey is imagine yourself on a plateau. And you are overlooking with great, great pride, great, great satisfaction on the life that you've made. How wonderful. And just remaining in that and letting it carry you wherever is yours to be carried to, I'd like to just bring us into this prayer. Just understanding for myself, first and foremost, the infinite and all-dwelling presence that I know to be the thing itself. It operates in all things, all people, everywhere. Its circumference is infinite and beyond. It's always available, always doing what it needs to do, and always in its own way messaging us. It's the great grand scheme of texting, mind to mind, cosmos to cosmos, and consciousness to consciousness. Yeah. Open wide to that and let it descend upon you right here and right now as it's descending upon me, the reality of spirit as all of life, the reality that we are one with, not as it, as much as because of it we are, and we are its hands and feet in its movement on this planet. And so with all of this, I simply say we are uncovering all that needs to be uncovered. The unborn is alivened and awakened. The divine spark of good is culminating for our greatest good right here and right now as individuals and collectively. And I know the possibilities are endless, and we grab onto them, and we follow them, and we courageously and bravely and with a progressive eye towards the future, we say yes and very much say, we want this, it's ours to have, and we say, and so it is. Thank you. All right, we'll have the ushers come up. And we genuinely want to thank you for all the giving of this community, your contributions in all shapes and sizes and in time and talent is so appreciated. Thank you.
All I love is all around me. All around me there is love, like a sea of open water, and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Lifts me up if I let it, especially when I give it up. There is no limit to its magic, so I raise my voice and sing. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. Let's sing, love is everything. Love is everything. One more time. Love is everything.
Okay, thank you for your attention as I kind of go from this to this and give you some announcements. These are all great happenings here on our campus, cslbellingham.org. You can find everything I say here on our website. And we also have the Ask Me desk at the back of the room if you want deeper understanding of some of the offerings and programs that are offered after Sunday service in other ways. So let's start out with the inward journey. This is a really exciting course. It's actually modules, and they're 5-week modules through a 1-year program that is taught in all the different aspects of spiritual understanding and our religion, our own self-expression, health, its relationships. And so Dr. Andrea will be giving this first module, and then the other modules will consist of Dr. Andrea and some core groups of instructors will also be teaching as we move through the year. And the first course is starting on Thursday, February 16th. And it's going to be following the book, What's in the Way is the Way, based on the writings, it's a great book, by the way, based on the writings of Mary O'Malley. And this textbook is required. Dr. Andrea will be offering a kick-off course for the 5 weeks beginning on February 16th. And if you're interested, they're going to have a free informational Zoom session Thursday, February 9th from 6 to 7:30. and she'd really like to invite you all to attend this launch of what has been something in her heart for many years to bring to this community. And so partially me being here is for her to have more time to do all these creative ventures. So come on, let's support her. Yes. It's that time again. It's hard to believe, but it's annual women's retreat time for sign-ups for anybody who is interested in that. Women who are interested in that. So the registration opens Sunday, February 5th. That would be today. And it runs from August 11th through the 13th. It's at Whidbey Institute, which is a traditional place that we do this women's retreat. And I recommend, if you are interested, have that little drop-in right now that says, oh, I should go to that. You should sign up as quickly as possible. It does fill up fast, and it's wonderful. I had my first experience last year, and just the grounds, the food, thank you. Anyway, other people processes, the meditation. I mean, it was just all great. I can't even talk about it because it was so good. But Dr. Andrea would like to invite you to this weekend retreat that supports both mind, body, and spirit, and explores our feminine spiritual path, like embracing the divine feminine. And all of the Ask Me Desk can answer all the registration requirements, costs, and etc. Gardening team begins. God, that means it's almost spring. So please join Joe Acevedo if you're interested in getting involved in our garden. I don't know if all you know, there's a beautiful garden right behind the office, and that little thing is not the center. I know a lot of people have told me, when I first came to the center, I thought the little bungalow out there, which is our office, was the center. So she was happy to see that there's all these smiley, beautiful faces here, and there's more than the center, there's more than the office, there's also the sanctuary. Back to the garden. The garden is right behind the office, and it's a great place to start supporting what we're going to grow this season, and you can get involved in not only the garden, but the other types of things that are involved with the gardening team. I know we have a few individuals here who are part of that team. Yeah, and so, join them because they're a lot of fun. Mowing, trimming, doing this and special projects around campus. It's really powerful. Men's group is going to meet next Sunday, February 12th at noon. Integrated offering, both Zoom and in person. Can I have a show of hands back there, Philip, for you? See Philip if you're interested. They meet in the classroom next Sunday, and it starts right after service. Yes. I'd also like a quick call out to our teen group. Kat, can you give us a show of hands? Kat is our teen group director and facilitates teen groups. So if you have teenagers or those preteens that look like they're ready to maybe get into their own grouping into, I don't know, what age group is it, 17s? Okay, so 13 is the start, 18 is the end point, so none of you can go there. But you can be, thank you, good plug. But you can be, and we are seeking a advisor to assist with that program. And if you are interested in even exploring the possibility, please do see Kat after service. Community cooking with Dr. Andrea. Again, we're doing this monthly offering. It's a benefit for Bridge to Services. This particular cook-off is going to be Monday, February 20th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. It's great. I have had a wonderful opportunity to join many of you who I see here to bring food. We, share stories. We just bake and make all kinds of little containers that are shipped in from volunteers into the inner woods of the Bellingham and outskirts of Whatcom County, and feeding people who need that nurturing care and sustenance. I think why it's different than some of the programs is that it's hot food coming in freshly cooked versus just a food bank or something that is absolutely valuable. But this is a special kind of targeted, you know how we were talking about the guy with the land and digging for gold. This is specially targeted to meet these people where they're at and to really minister to them in the sense of coming back into society, rolling back in, and having an open heart to welcome them. The last thing before we go is February benefit for Friends of the Family Resource Center, an opportunity to donate to families in Bellingham School District. These families are identified by the teachers, and teachers refer families for this offering. And what they really need, and we're going to have a container out here for you to drop off. The barrel to receive donations will be in the sanctuary near the entrance during all Sunday services. And here's the things we'd like to ask you to bring is shampoo, conditioner, laundry soap, diapers, especially size 1 and 4, baby wipes, gift card, $25 from Fred Meyer, Winco, kid-friendly box meals, dish soap. You can get this list again at the Ask Me desk if you want to participate in that. We welcome it, and we are grateful for any giving that you may be able to offer. Okay, well, guess what? It's time for us to break out and go have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Well, why don't you stand up with us if you can, and we will sing out into this day. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I now embrace. And my heart is open by Spirit and by grace. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I now embrace. And my heart is open by Spirit and by grace. We are the power of love. 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 So lovely to see your faces today. We'll see you again soon.